So, guys, we're here with Victor Bernardo. Thanks a lot for having us because you have been so kind with us. Like we just texted you on Instagram, and usually not many like pro surfers answer. So
Yeah, get back to you. No, I tend to answer and get back to everybody that messages me. And yeah, thank you for coming over. And you guys came all the way from Italy.
yeah, yeah, it
So
was a long trip, long way to your house. We're here in your house, and to start this interview, I must like admit guilty that your name, Victor Bernardo, popped up to our attention recently. In
hmm
fact, I just discovered. You told me that you are here in California since 2 years. You
hmm
arrived 2 years ago, so I know that success and fame in sports doesn't happen like from a day to another. So it has been a long journey, and I would like to know how you ended up living here in California and what was your path in surfing. So where are you from? How it began? So yeah, please introduce yourself to our listeners.
Yeah, of course. First of all, yeah, like I said, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be with you guys. And my path in surfing was kind of, I don't know. I started competing very young. I started surfing super young too in Guaruja, São Paulo,
Okay.
Brazil. It's where I lived and started surfing, surfed my whole life. And um, well, started surfing when I was 4, competing when I was 6. Got my first sponsor when I was about 8, 9 years old.
Okay.
First trip when I was 10 to Peru, and then second trip to Mexico, which is like right across the border from
Yeah.
here, which I love. And every time I have a chance to go to Mexico because the waves are incredible.
Yeah.
And yeah, I competed my whole life. I did all the junior tours and the local contests back in Brazil, the Brazilian, the the state one, the city one, and yeah, I had a couple of titles, but nothing huge or crazy.
Okay.
My biggest one, I think, was the Pro Junior. I was about to turn 16, or I was 16 already, I think, and it was under 21, the Brazilian
Okay.
Pro Junior.
And you
So
won, you were 16,
yeah,
so
yeah,
way younger than the other guys.
yeah, and it was the final was against Kai Belly.
Okay.
One of the rounds before, I had a heat against Ítalo Pereira,
Oh wow,
which
so
is
they
a
were all the top.
yeah, and to me, yeah, seeing them where they got doing what they're doing nowadays, and to me, it's just brings me a lot of joy, and I'm super proud of them.
Do you know them better? You grew up together?
Yeah, I know them really well. We grew up competing against each other and
Yeah.
going to contests all over the place, and yeah, and
You are close to them. You
yeah,
still get to surf together sometimes.
yeah,
Yeah.
we mastered each other, and yeah,
Okay. And so you grew up dreaming about being a pro surfer, right?
yeah. I mean, I only all I thought about was just that I wanted to surf for a living, no matter what. So yeah, it's crazy how life changes and the way you go different ways, like how things go. It's never the way you want it to be.
Yeah,
It's
that's
always
true.
everything happens for a reason, and it's just ended up being in California writing the album boards, which
Yeah,
I'm super fan of, and I'm really stoked by being able to connect with them and write for Caden too, and
yeah.
a couple other sponsors that support me along the way. And yeah, I did the QS for about 9, 10 years.
Yeah,
And
lot of grind.
yeah, I was grinding. I would say a lot of waste of money.
Okay.
I wouldn't say waste, but like it's a lot of money that you put in, and to get that back is really hard because you need to do really well in the contest, and that wasn't my occasion. That
Yeah.
wasn't like I didn't do well enough to make all of that money back.
Hmm.
And yeah, life is a roller coaster. Right?
Yeah.
Just gotta stay focused and have that passion
Yeah, that's so true.
for what you do, love what you do, and
until you
something
make it.
something is something
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
good is gonna happen.
Yeah, crazy, crazy story. But were your parents supportive at the time when you were surfing as a kid, trying to make it?
Yeah, for sure. My whole family surfs. My mom
Hmm.
surfed a boogie boarder before I was born and until I was a little bit older. Um, my brother surfed, my cousin, uncle, my dad, of course, and yeah, those all those people, all my family supported me a lot.
Okay, okay, okay.
I remember when I was around um 8 or 9 years old. I used to live far away from the beach, and I remember going to school in the morning, and my mom bringing me my board right after school so I could go surf because the
Wow.
school was next to the beach, and also my brother and I going on a bike to surf like during um all week, and
Yeah.
I would sit on the middle part of the bike
Ah, okay.
and guide the bike,
Yeah.
and he would carry both boards, and he would still like
So
make
you
it
were
and
like
just
this and him on the back with the
yeah,
board. So cool.
like when you sit
Ah,
sideways
yeah, yeah,
in
side on.
the middle of
Yeah,
the bike.
amazing.
But yeah, I mean,
Who was cycling, by the way?
who?
Who was the one like,
My brother.
your brother with the boards like
Yeah,
this?
the boards and just
You
like
just
the
doing the directions.
yeah,
Okay.
it was funny. Yeah, I wouldn't change a single thing about my past, the way I got here, because it was just super joyful, and I was just innocent kid
Yeah,
loving what I was doing, and yeah, ended up, like I said, becoming a free surfer and just living the dream. Now
yeah,
I got to travel the world and surf on some sick boards, try them out, and yeah, it's been super fun.
yeah. But I guess that during your competitive career early, you had tough moments to get through. So what was the hardest thing you have ever experienced during your competitive career? So, some moments that maybe you told yourself, "Hey, I should stop." Have you ever been there? Or like, no, I gotta stick to the plan. I believe in what I'm doing.
I never thought about stopping, but I had a couple moments that I was like, damn, that hurt, like that
Okay.
was painful, and um I was of course having second thoughts, but um to me the passion I have for surfing never died, and never that flame of like loving surfing so much never went away, and I always wanted to do better. So I did everything I could to improve on my surfing, thanks to my coach Paulo Mendes, which helped me a lot, not only by getting my surfing better, but by being a better human, better
Yeah.
person. Um, and yeah, um, the
Ups and downs, but then,
the ups and downs were tough, but didn't stop me from what I wanted to do and where I wanted to get. Of course, it didn't go the way I wanted, but I always had um, in my mind that I could try to be a free surfer. I just
okay.
didn't know how. And then by coming here, I ended up coming here to the US because I lost a couple of sponsors, and that was my biggest low
Yeah.
in my career, I think. I had a really good sponsorship, and the contract was for 5 years, and they cut me like a year and a half earlier. And
Ah,
I,
they cut you a year and a half earlier before
yeah,
the end of the expiration of the yeah,
the contract,
expire.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that put me in a spot that I didn't have much to pay for doing the contest. I was saving money to, I don't know, buy a house for my family or something,
Hmm.
because my whole career is based on getting back to my
Getting back.
family,
Yeah.
all the support that they gave me, and all everything they did for me. So yeah, I was saving money to buy a house and stuff and just give them a better place to live. Um, and then I couldn't because I lost my sponsor and the money I had backed up, like saved up, I had to use for the next 2 years to do the QS, which
Okay.
is expensive. It's
Yeah,
like
a lot.
30, 40,000 a year
Yeah, I read it.
dollars
Yeah,
to do the world. Um,
yeah, touring around the world to
yeah,
follow the competition. Yeah.
yeah, and
Mm,
so yeah, that was for sure one of the biggest lows I had in life
yeah.
and in my career.
And so you decided to come to California because you just said, okay, I don't have my sponsor anymore, but I want to, like, I don't know how you say, but bet on myself again.
Yeah,
So go there and trying everything I can
yeah,
to let this thing keep going.
yeah, exactly. I didn't have I didn't want to give up. I wanted to pursue my dream and just keep going and trying to like keep just achieve my goal. And so I came here to California with my wife. She was living in Brazil for a little bit, for about 2 years, I think. And um, then I literally ran out of money. So I was
Mm,
just doing whatever I could. Even Fuax hired me to work with them
mm,
because we're really good friends. And he was like, "Yeah, come here and oh, you can work for a couple hours and make some money to just to like, um, to stay on your feet."
yeah.
And right before we came here, I had pretty much no money, so I we went to my wife's house, her mom's house.
Okay.
Wait, actually, I'm jumping a big part of me being here.
It's 2 years, but it has happened a lot. A lot
Yeah,
of
two
things
years ago,
went
but
on.
before that, right when COVID happened, we
Yeah.
tried coming here and I got deported.
What?
Yeah,
No
which I
way.
was missing that part. I got deported,
Way.
and that was another.
Because you didn't have the documents or why?
We actually did, but they were saying that I should have applied for it in Brazil, even though we were married already and we had the documents and we called and emailed every officer or like higher
Yeah.
people that told us that we were able to do what we were trying to do.
Okay.
But I ended up going to Texas, which is like one of the worst spots you can
Yeah.
come in
Yeah.
as a foreigner.
Foreign. Yeah.
And yeah, I got sent back. Johnny had a cat, not this one, but a different cat, and she had to keep going on her way.
No
Even
way.
though the guy was like, "Okay, you stay here," and then he told her to go, and that I would see her in 5 minutes, but it didn't end up happening. I
No
saw her
way.
five
At
months.
the airport. This is
Yeah,
up.
at
No
the airport.
way.
I ended up seeing her
And was
5 months
before
later.
COVID or during COVID?
It was right after that first wave of COVID.
Okay. What?
So yeah, she wanted to come here to stay with her mom and stuff, and of course we wanted to work and make money, enough money so I could do the QS
Yeah.
because in Brazil a dollar is five,
Yeah.
but not, you need R$ 5 to
Yeah.
have
To
a
have a
dollar,
dollar. Huh.
which
It's pretty tough.
yeah,
The same with South Africa. I have some friends there.
yeah,
They told me, like Adin Mazenkamp,
mm-hmm,
and he's doing the Challenger series, and he told me, look, even if I go like work in a restaurant, I will not make enough
enough money.
money to pay my tickets. So I'm wasting time because I'm not training, but it's not worth the pain. So
Yeah,
I think it's
it's
the same in
tough.
Brazil.
Yeah, it's tough, but you could kind of make it work. I've seen some people doing it.
They
And
had like 36 hours days maybe to
yeah,
serve, to work, to
yeah,
have a
exactly.
family, their life. Yeah.
But yeah,
So then how you fix the problem with like getting back to the US after you have been like denied to get
deported.
it,
Yeah.
yeah, deported?
So I we went back. I went back home, and Johnny did the whole paper. Usually people hire how you say it?
Yeah, an attorney.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Usually people hire an attorney to do the whole process, but
Yeah.
she did it all herself.
Wow.
And yeah, we sent him the paper, and it took about a year or a year and a half
Wow.
for it to go through and for me to be able to come
And
here.
so you were there like training in Brazil working while she was
Yeah,
here.
yeah. So it was right when that second wave of COVID happened, and it was crazy. All the beaches were closed, and
And you were already married.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. She got her documents in like 2 months, not even.
Wow.
Like it was super quick because we were living in Brazil, and she had to
To move to
up,
Brazil. Yeah, to
apply
apply for
so
Brazilian
she
citizenship
yeah,
or something like
so
that.
she could stay longer too. And yeah,
Sometimes the great United States of America are kind of
it's tough.
hard,
Yeah,
tough. Yeah.
it's tough. Well, we were doing the right thing, so I knew someday would I would be allowed to come back here and keep going with my life. Um, and yeah, that day came, and it was December 1st, 2000,
21.
2021,
Okay.
when I flew in here,
Okay.
and we went straight to the desert, which
Ah, you were living in the desert, far
which
from the ocean.
yeah,
Wow.
which where I lived for like 5 or 6 months
Okay.
at her
And you
mom's house.
and you were going to surf like close to Oceanside or here?
Yeah, I was driving from Palm Springs, La Quinta,
Ah,
actually.
Palm Springs is where
Yeah,
the new wave pool is, right?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was even funny because her mom was like always like, you're never gonna need to move because you're gonna have a certain a wave pool here soon. I was like, it's not the same.
No,
It will be fun, but
then it would
this,
cost a lot,
yeah,
way
exactly,
more than going around to like Chase Key West.
exactly. So
Funny.
yeah, I was working with my wife's uncle. He
Yeah.
has a catering company, which
Okay.
was we were just serving. I was being a prep cook or serving parties,
Yeah.
just hors d'oeuvres, and just making enough money to like trying to make enough money to move away from the desert, just to
Yeah.
come live
Come.
by the beach, which is where we're at right now.
Yeah. So
And
congrats, by the
yeah,
way.
thank
It's
you,
been a tough one.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy, like I said, a crazy whole roller coaster, just ups and downs, but you gotta you gotta stay focused and
Yeah.
keep keep going, like never stop. Just try to achieve your goals no matter how, no matter what you need to give up
Mm.
or, like
Sacrifice.
sacrifice. I am sacrificing a lot right now by living away from my family, but I know it's for the better.
Yeah.
Um, I'm actually finally being able to um put down some payments for my
Yeah.
house for my family
Provide for them. Yeah.
back in Brazil, and yeah, just trying to provide a better life for them, just
Yeah.
giving back to them what they gave to me. They put in a lot of time, and a lot of the times, I don't know, just they did whatever it would take to support me on what I needed, where I needed to be, and what I needed to do. So yeah, I'm super thankful to my dad, my family, for all the support.
Yeah. That's so nice from you. So yeah. And when did the album thing happen?
So it was a day trip from the desert because it was right
One of
after,
that days.
yeah, one of the day trips that
Yeah.
coming to the coast of California to surf. I was posting that we're surfing actually on that wave, C Street.
Yeah.
It
Amazing.
was the day before that. That's why I have the
Okay.
picture. It brings me a lot of good memories.
So that was the day.
The day before
Okay.
is when I was there, I think, and yeah, it's just piece of history of my career.
Because that day you surfed there and
Yeah,
they
got
met you and they
I
like,
got a DM on my Instagram, just, hey, it would be nice for you to maybe talk about trying some boards and stuff like that. And I was like so surprised and really happy with the message. I
yeah.
sent to my friends all like right away because actually the day before I flew here, I had told my friend that I was gonna at least buy a surfboard for us to share and surf, just like a twin fin.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you could just share it and have a album board on our quiver just for us
yeah.
to surf. And it actually happened like
And now
that.
you're full stacked of album
Yeah,
board.
now I have all the uh, um you know when the soccer world the World Cup
Yeah, the World Cup.
happens,
Yeah,
I have the album
yeah,
to put the
yeah. Ah, the stickers.
yeah.
Yeah, the stickers.
Now I have all the stickers in the house.
That's so true. It's true. Yeah, that's the album with all the players and the teams.
This is the
Now
best.
you have the album with the boards and all the album you want. Yeah, that's
So
so.
yeah, it happened like that, and I actually worked all winter, and it was right after winter when they hit me up, and I was like, okay, I really want to, but I made enough money to pay for the entry fee of my last shot of being in the prime events
Ah, okay,
in Brazil. So I bought the ticket and I paid for the entry
okay.
for a contest at Praia Mole in Brazil,
Which one?
the QS 3000 in
Okay,
2022.
okay,
I think it was around um, March or April,
okay,
and they messaged me in February around this time, so
okay.
like exactly 2 years. Um, and yeah, I told them I really want to. I it's very tempting. It's all I wanted for my life, you know. But
But let me just do this one last thing.
I wanna do one last
Okay,
thing before we sign up or
the
before
last dance with competitive surfing. How it was then?
it was
Like
horrible.
horrible. You lost at the first
I
round, you
lost
know?
first round,
Okay.
and then I called them right away, and I
Okay,
was
guys,
like,
now I'm ready.
I'm in.
That's my way. Okay, okay, cool.
So yeah, it was
So the first
super
time
funny.
they like hit you up, it was like you surfing this wave on a thruster, I guess you
Mm,
were training. So they realized that you had that unique style by seeing you surfing a thruster,
I think
which
yeah,
is kind of different because now you can really express yourself, your talent, and your style on this board, right?
yeah, of course. I'm super stoked on the way I want to surf. The way I'm surfing nowadays, I can do whatever I want and
Yeah.
just cruise and not surf by the book. You know, just I don't have to
I think about judges,
think
speed,
about
powerful.
all of those is just scratched on my book.
A memory. That's just a
Matter.
memory. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But one of the guys that works for Album said that in back in 2013, he said that he saw me surfing at
Yeah,
Trasso,
they told me that story. Yeah.
which was pretty funny because I was living here. Jake Marshall, he's
Yeah,
one of the guys on tour right now,
yeah.
which I'm super stoked for him. I lived at his place with his family for like a couple months, and every
Oh,
time
wow.
I would come to California, I would stay with them, and that's how my English schooling was.
Your English is perfect right now, by the way.
Thank you, thank you. Not perfect. I
Yeah.
have a lot
No, but
to work on, but yeah, super thankful to Jake's family, his mom, his brothers, and his dad. They supported me a lot too on my career just by having me over their house.
and that day at
And
Trestles, what happened?
that day at Trestles, he just saw me. I didn't even know he was there. He just saw
Okay.
me. It was actually me, Jake, and a bunch of other guys, Griffin, just so many other surfers surfing. And he said that he saw me, and he even has a clip of me like
Really,
doing
back in 2013.
yeah. And
Amazing.
him and his friend, um, underground guy, um, Hoagie and Mike, they both were talking about how my style was good back then, that I had power already, and I was only 14, 15 years old, and I could be one of the guys to do really well on tour. But well, yeah, unfortunately, but fortunately, I never
Yeah,
made
that it
it.
happened. Yeah.
To me, it's like unfortunately, but fortunately,
Yeah.
because
looking at the life they're living, like guys also like Jake, it's so hard. Like you can have it 1 year on tour and then the cut, you're back to the Challenger series and
yeah,
you spend a lot of money and you're always even if you're not like in the top guys. So yeah, that's really hard now to make it as a pro surfer. Possibly it's better as a free surfer, but you have to have style, obviously. In
mhm,
fact, the next question for me is usually Brazilians in surfing are seen as guys really aggressive into the water, not because of their behavior, but because how they surf. They're really so rad. They can do airs, they can do big hacks, but sometimes, people just want to debate about style and grace and uh, maybe Iago Dores, it's a guy that is considered stylish. Also Felipe, you cannot complain about his great rail game. But don't you think that style is a skill you are born with? And then you can train and improve your style or not? What's your opinion?
I think you can.
Okay.
I didn't like my style when I was young. I
Okay.
had this back arm up here, and me and my coach worked on it like for a long time. And I think like most the main thing is surfing a very open up wave where you can relax and just
Yeah.
let the board go. In Brazil, we don't have that a lot. So
That's beach breaks
it's
fast
beach break,
board.
yeah, fast and just take off 2 turns and the wave will close out, or even 1 turn. Like it's just a majority of the waves are beach breaks, and it's super hard to work on your style when you're thinking about competition and trying to like do turns
Yeah.
when, yeah, if you're working on a part for a movie, you can take off and take your time and do 1 turn in a part that you could do 3 or 4, like it's different.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because you see a lot of people, a lot of the free surfers are like, okay, I'm just filming for a part, I'm gonna do one huge turn, and most of the times they waste a lot of the wave.
Yeah. Like section of the wave.
Yeah,
You skip, you skip,
take
you
off,
skip.
take off,
Just yeah.
pump, and do a big air.
Yeah.
Okay, sick, but what about the rest of the way?
Yeah.
And that's one of my main things in surfing. I like utilizing the whole wave. Just
Okay. Connecting
if
all the turns.
if not a high line, or not just pumping down the line to the air, or connecting, trying to like kind of surf by the book, but not really.
Yeah.
Like surf by the judges' criteria, but not really, because I don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, to me the sickest thing is just watching the old movies and how they connected the dots really well, and did a bunch of turns and connected the turns and just finished with a big turn. And yeah, to me,
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of like talented, stylish surfers in Brazil, of course. It's just not as known,
Mm.
like because when you're going into a competition, you can't really cruise. Like
Yeah.
you have to do like
As many turns as
as
possible,
many,
but
not it's not always the amount of turns, like the quality says more, but if you can fit 3 turns in a wave that allows you to fit 3 turns with a classic bottom turn off the top, and it's just better to watch, like,
mm,
I don't know.
yeah, I
To me,
agree.
pumping down the line to do a huge error is not like as exciting as doing a couple turns and doing a huge error. Like
Okay. Okay.
it's
On the
pretty
end
sick.
section.
It's
Yeah.
pretty sick doing connecting the dots and just doing the whole combo.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, there are a couple really talented and re like really good surfers that come from Brazil, and they have a lot of style. Like Thomas Zermes is
Ah, Thomas Hermans. Yeah.
one of the guys that has a lot of style. I don't know why people don't like really talk about him
Yeah, it's
that
underrated.
much. It's
Yeah.
kind of like, yeah, he's kind of underrated, but to me, he's a guy that I look up to and
Okay.
looked up to my whole life, just by the way he competed to, like he was small, but like he is small, but the way he like occupies the whole wave, he uses the whole wave, like deep bottom turns and big arcs, using his arms and just looks so sick,
Yeah.
And yeah, Matheus Erdi, like
Yes, Montazerdi too. Yes.
so many other surfers that have a lot of style. To me, Jesse Mendes, I grew up with Jesse Mendes and I trained with him every day. And to me, he's a beast. Like he's really good, really good. And I was super happy that he made the tour and stuff. But to me, just seeing him free surf and doing like what he can do, like his best surfing is a lot more enjoyable to watch than him in a contest because
That's why
sometimes
that's why he decided to quit.
yeah,
Unfortunately,
problem.
just after getting the Italian
He's actually
citizenship. Yeah.
part of the
We got him on the team, and then 1 year then he said, "No, guys, I'm done. I don't want
What
to
is that?
compete anymore."
Yeah, his brother too, and yeah, just like I said, a couple couple really good surfers, but just very underrated and not really in the spotlight. People don't really talk about,
Yeah. Okay, cool. And what's your relationship with social media? Because nowadays, if you want to be a surfer and live out of surfing as an athlete, you can be a pro surfer, train, and just being an athlete like a soccer player is, or being a free surfer, which you and the other top guys are the one, in my opinion, really influencing the innovation in surfing and the culture. So this means that you work for sponsors, and the way you like communicate the brand, it's your image, your character.
Mhm.
So you need also to be available to interviews, movies. How do you feel about social media? Do you enjoy creating contents, or it's something it's just part of your job, but if it was not for that, you will never use your Instagram as much as you do?
I think a little bit of both.
To be honest,
Yeah, to be honest, a little bit of both. Nowadays, it's not as annoying as it was before because before I needed to put my face and just do selfie videos all the time, and
Yeah, I know.
nowadays I just put surf clips up and
And it's fine.
work on edits, and it's the best way, like you said, I just need to be available to go on trips and record and make make movies. I'm being um invited to film for a couple of movie parts, and which I'm really stoked in. And yeah, just working on that, working out sometimes, not as much as I used to, but yeah, just working on my surfing. I think there's a lot I can improve still, and I really want to just get to my best surfing one day. And I think you're never satisfied enough to where you think, like I at least to me or to a lot of people that I know, not, never satisfied with what you're doing
Yeah.
at the moment. And that to me, that's like one of the things that keeps me going. Even like, I don't know, like let's say you, like what do you do for a living? Are you satisfied with what are you doing, or you always want more?
No. We are satisfied, but still we want more.
Yeah,
But it's important that you are able to enjoy what you already earn. Because if not, it's always looking
yeah,
forward. And the time you reach that goal, you cannot like enjoy yourself and what you did and be proud of yourself.
yeah,
So
of course.
it's hard to get in that point where
Yeah,
you are.
it has to
Yeah,
be a little bit of both too, like
exactly.
you gotta be able to celebrate and be
Yeah.
stoked on what you're doing and how your life is going, but also
No,
never
never.
stop.
Yeah.
Like
It's never enough. Never enough. Yeah. And now, so what's in your future?
um, I don't know, man. Just
Just
surfing,
cruising.
Just I love surfing. I'll do anything to just surf every day and just working on some movie parts, which is super sick. I grew up watching surf movies, and just being able to travel with my idols nowadays is insane. Like I just did a trip with Usher Pacey, which is
Yeah.
like one of the biggest, if not the biggest, fin surfer
Yeah.
guy in the world, and he's an amazing person. And the trip before that, I went with Brandon Margot,
Yeah.
random
We've
argument,
seen some of that
which
with, yeah,
which is insane too, because he was actually the very first free surfer, professional free surfer in the world.
yeah, so true.
And to get all the knowledge and just talk to him about how life is and all of the ups and downs, and just learning a lot from him, like from him, from Usher, from you know just traveling with people that I never thought I would travel with or even get to meet in person,
Yeah, you were
Just-
looking up to them, and you never
yeah,
know that.
yeah, exactly. I grew up in a really poor community back in Guaruja, called Vila Baiana, which it was away from the beach and not much support in terms of money and stuff, but and not just enough to like make it. And
Yeah,
when I look back and see all the other talented surfers that were surfing with me, going to the beach every day, all my close friends going different ways, just like, I can't even talk about it. Like I had friends that I grew up with, um, passing away or being in jail, and to me, it's like just mind blowing to think about that.
mm,
How life takes you different ways.
mm,
I'm sure it's not what they wanted for their life, but it's what they ended up doing, and yeah, just maybe bad decisions, but I think the most important is just being a good person, pursue your dreams, and never giving up. Just
yeah,
really focusing on you, and surround you by good people, and do good,
yeah.
and good comes to you.
Yeah, and do you, this is something it's coming up now to my mind because it's in your culture, it's really rooted in Brazilian culture. Do you also believe a lot in God's faith?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Okay.
I grew up as a Christian, and going to church a lot,
Okay.
and yeah, God is perfect. All that He does, and it's you don't even think about it sometimes, but
Mhm.
like I said, it's never what you want. It's always like mm, God's way, and where He takes you different ways, and sometimes you're like baffled on how things end up being, but it's the way it has to be. You need to
Yeah,
go down to be able to go up,
yeah, it's how it was meant to be exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I really believe you are right. Even if you call it God or just faith or whatever,
Yeah, whatever.
your like your belief is at the end of the day, there are so many things moving like up. So you just gotta stick to your plan, and then something good will happen in the
Mhm.
end. And one last question is, there is any, because you told me I just want to keep on surfing and going on surf trips, there are some places in your mind where you really want to go in the next years, like crazy places, waves that you have never surfed before that you would really like to score?
Yeah, I want to explore the whole world. Pretty much.
Do you like cold places, cold water places?
Not much, but nowadays I'm getting more comfortable
Okay.
because now I live in California and there is no escaping. I have to surf cold water, but the wetsuits that I've been wearing nowadays are helping a lot. It's just a lot different than the wetsuits I grew up surfing in. They're made from Japanese material,
Yeah,
Yamamoto.
yeah.
And yeah, the brand is called Feral, and
Ah,
it's
fair.
just
Yeah.
an amazing product. And they have helping me a lot by staying longer in the water and feeling like a little kid again. Because here it's like a lot harder than surfing for
Yeah,
a long time or just surfing several times during the day because it's colder. And
yeah.
back in Brazil wasn't like that,
No, no, for
like I
sure
would
not.
ride my bike, surf,
Yeah,
come back, eat,
even in the
go
dark.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was super easy just to surf in trunks or even just a spring suit, It
Mm,
wasn't never really needed to be in a 543.
yeah.
And here I do surf in a
And
543, booties,
back in Europe, it's even colder during
yeah,
April, so we know what you're
you
talking
guys,
about. Yeah, and
know.
on April we're going on a trip in Norway, so we are
Oh, sick.
we are we are scared about it a bit, but yeah, we'll be fine. And in fact, I was asking you about new waves you want to score because now people are getting crazy. There are a lot of ways to be yet discovered in Africa too. On the
Yeah,
West Coast,
yeah.
there's a lot more to see and discover and to score. And also the other frontiers like North Alaska, Iceland, and
Those are
yeah,
really cool ones.
sketchy places like Canada and so on. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
just
Italy, man. Next time Italy. You should
yeah,
come.
I was gonna say I really need to eat a real Italian food, you know, like just made from scratch and just amazing. In fact, you guys should make us some food.
Tommy's a great cook.
So
Tommy can make some great pasta.
you can
Yeah.
make some pasta from scratch for us. That'll be amazing. Make a lot so I can store
Next time, man. So see,
pasta and sauce.
yeah, exactly, because
We're
it's
just
really
keeping it a
important.
secret.
Will do.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah, just I don't know, man. Just a lot of waves that I haven't surfed, and I've seen people surf, and I get really excited to, you know, like one of my main ones that I really wanted to surf growing up was Snapper Rocks,
yeah.
and when I was able to surf it, I was just mind blowing because it's incredible. The crowd is insane,
Yeah.
but the wave
If
is
you are with
super cool.
the right people, and also if you can surf like you do, you can get your waves, and I guess it's crazy, it's
It's
epic.
super hard.
Yeah.
It's like a war. One of the other places which is I live super close by is Mexico,
Yeah,
and there's
but yeah.
so many waves, so many waves. But my goal is to surf that Mick Fanning wave.
Okay. Okay, the one in Africa.
Nowadays we
Yeah.
call it Mick Fanning wave,
Yeah.
but we know
We know where
it
it
wasn't
is.
him.
Yeah.
It wasn't him.
Exactly. That stop thing was crazy, yeah?
Yeah,
The story, yeah.
it was a lot of money to buy
Yeah.
go
Wow, no
for
way.
it. But now maybe
Yeah.
it was worth it because they
Yeah.
call it the Mick Fanning wave.
Exactly. That's true. In fact, the brand that decided to put the money on the table, in the end, they were right. A lot of marketing, even
Yeah, the marketing.
years after they made the project. So yeah.
Marketing was insane. But yeah, I love just exploring, you know, like I never been to Maldives,
Really?
which is
Huh.
pretty sick. The super clear water,
Yeah.
beautiful
We've been
waves.
there. Sometimes it's easy to get there from Europe. It's
Yeah.
like 10 hours flight, and that doesn't cost that much. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
and J-Bay, did you surf J-Bay?
I've been to
Yeah.
J-Bay. Yeah,
I
in
think your
France.
surfing there would be amazing, like the
Thank you.
perfect match.
Yeah, I really want to go back now that I have this album boards.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I don't know, just
so
whatever.
many places.
There's no like bad waves nowadays with these boards, you know, because
Yeah.
I surf on a 5.2, really flat deck, no curve, no rocker, mushy waves, and the board is just going super fast, like
Sparky.
it's sparky. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, and it's been super fun just trying out different boards, and most of the times I would be surfing with friends that are struggling on their thrusters, and they're
Exactly.
saying like how it's super bad and hard to surf, and I'm having the most fun out
Yeah.
there, you know, just
Yeah.
being able to like surf on different boards and
Do you think there's a alternative board, let's say, or like retro boards sometimes, because a twin fin in the end it's like a retro design?
Mhm.
Do they are like easier to ride even for an average surfer?
Oh
Do
yeah,
they make it easier to surf
of
and
course.
being like more stylish and enjoying more your sessions?
Yeah, of course. I think all the twins and asymmetrical, like to me, asymmetrical boards didn't make sense at all before I started riding it.
Yeah.
And nowadays, it's all I want to ride. It's like
Okay.
super funny because it makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
And yeah, the way the twin fin has all that water canal
Yeah, flowing
flow. Yeah,
to the back of
exactly.
the tail.
It
Yeah.
provides you a lot of speed and flow, and um like I said, most of the times I'm surfing next to a friend and they're struggling on their thruster, and I'm like, dude, it's so fun out here. It's
Yeah.
so fun just being able to like surf on these different boards and trying out different shapes and just just a bunch of ideas that Matt comes up and
Hmm.
be able to share with him what's my feedback on it and working on something else. Most of the times we're just like talking about how funny it would be to mix up the models and
Yeah.
and see how it goes. And that's what we have been doing lately. It's super funny because I we talk about it and we end up saying, yeah, just throw it in the blender and see how it goes, you know, just mix it up, and
Yeah.
it's it's super funny. Nowadays I have a couple board models that I stick to. My alternative, you said alternative
Yeah.
board, but my alternative board nowadays
Is
is
a trust.
actually a thruster.
Yeah, I know.
I never really said
I
the thruster.
I trust you about that. Yeah.
Um, and
Cool.
yeah, just trying out different materials too, which is super important. I've been trying Variofoam, dark art.
Mm. How do you
Um,
feel? Is still PU the king or like
it's depends on kind of ways you want to,
okay,
you know, like. But if I go back to QS nowadays, and
you would serve like the
I
dark arts maybe,
I
no?
think I would
No.
surf the dark arts. Yeah,
Yeah.
dark arts is incredible. The way it feels
So
under
fast.
your feet, so fast, sparky, and response like the response that you get from the board is insane. Just like, well, the QS mostly you serve small waves,
Yeah.
so that would be perfect.
We spoke about a lot of things today, so thank you, Vic, because it has been inspiring to go through your life, ups and downs, feel like to feel your humanity, and then now talking about a little more technical stuff. So it was really interesting, and we thank you again
Yeah,
for
no
for
problem.
for being our guest.
Of
So
course.
next time, see you to surf here, if
Yeah,
possible,
yeah.
not with this bad weather, wind, and we've been a little bit unlucky, but next time we serve here or back in Italy if you want.
Yeah, of course. I
Well,
really want to
yeah,
visit Italy whenever I can, and I'll totally hit you guys up
yeah,
and
for sure.
come visit.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
brother.
Yeah.
Thanks.